Good morning, day 13. It rained last night, off and on all night. So everything I've got, it seems, is wet, particularly the tent, sleeping bag. Damp. The tent very wet. Very difficult to get that dry. I tried moving things over into a shelter and kind of getting organized there. That helped a bit, but not sure how to dry out the tent given this situation. So I packed it, separated from a few things, so I don't think it's going to get anything else any wetter than they already are, but it will be wet. I'm hopeful that it will clear up later today and I'll be able to stretch out the tent, the sleeping bag, a few clothes, and kind of dry them out a bit. I'm about 4 miles south of Duncannon. I hope to stop in there, maybe get a little breakfast. A hot cup of coffee would be ideal, and then continue 4 more miles, so a total of 8, to another shelter. I think it's called Clark's Ferry. Today will be an interesting one. I hope to get to the what's the name of the bar restaurant, the Doyle, and get a stamp, and then pass a bridge over the Susquehanna that I've driven on a number of times. My family and I have driven on when we go to Washington or if we go to Virginia, and we've always wondered where exactly the AT crosses or gets across that bridge. So I'm really curious to see exactly how it looks, and walking across that bridge I think will be kind of neat. Okay, I'll try and catch up, maybe a few pictures in Duncannon or the Doyle as we continue to progress, or make some progress north. Coming down into Duncannon, I came across a lookout. You can see it's very well socked in. Still impressive. And if I go a little closer, it's very steep. Hard to tell how steep it is there, but I see tops of trees just looking down. So very, very steep, but on a clear day, I bet you could see forever. Well, arriving in Duncannon, and hope to find maybe a place for a cup of coffee, relax a little bit. So about 4 miles into the hike here today, it looked like it was going to clear, but still now seems pretty foggy and damp. We'll see. Hopefully it will clear, dry up a little bit. Okay, maybe I'll take a picture when I get to the door. Well, there it is. There's the door. I'm going to go in and see if I can get a stamp. Well, unfortunately, the Doyle is not open until 11, so I sat and had a great breakfast at Goodies, and maybe I can take a quick picture of that breakfast also. But tremendous, very nice, and oh, that coffee hit the spot. So I'm going to head down the trail. Not sure you'll be able to hear me too well as I cross the Clark's Ferry Bridge. This is the Susquehanna River. I've passed over this on a car many times, and it's kind of neat now this time to walk it and to see actually where the AT goes on this river and just across. I know it winds up that hill, which you can probably just barely make out. About 1,300 feet. We're at about 300 feet. So it should be about 1,000 feet climb. Anyway, pretty cool. Still a beautiful morning. Warmed up a little bit. Hopefully it will clear and we'll see the sun. Well, just beginning to reach the summit of this hill outside of Duncannon, just almost to the top. Still very much fogged in. I can just make out the river below, some of the town. But definitely a nice day up at the top here. I'm feeling a nice breeze, which is good since it was a long climb. But we are about at the top. Good morning, day 14. Well, it rained last night just before I got up. Kind of frustrating to have to pack wet equipment, particularly the tent. But it's probably not quite as wet as it was the day prior. Today I thought was going to be sunny and warmer, but right now, of course, I'm walking on top of a ridge. It's blustery, it's cool, it's kind of spitting rain. So I hope it clears up a bit and warms up, which would be nice. We will see. But again, today, day 14, still heading north out of Duncannon area. A week from today, I hope to be in Hamburg, and that's kind of an interim goal where I'll take a week off, go to my son's graduation, and then pick it up about a week later from then. So looking forward to the graduation. Of course, it'll be a lot of fun. In the meantime, quite a bit of more walking to do. Today will be planned to be around 13 or 14. We will see. No water between here and there, so I've had to stockpile or carry what I think I'm going to need pretty much for the whole day, unless I run into a stream or brook or something that's not on the map. But I should be okay, particularly if it's this cool. Okay, I'll give you an update a little later. Arrived at the Peters Mountain Shelter. Pretty nice shelter, actually. There's a fire pit, and I scanned back around. There's a spring down that direction, apparently. But this shelter, if I can get a better view inside for you, it's kind of a double-decker, and a lot of room. I don't know how many people could be in this thing, but and then a picnic table inside. So quite nice. I'm going to take a break, get a snack, stretch out a little bit. Must be the privy down in that direction. Oh, very nice. Alright, an update. I'm now about 12 miles for today, just past a campsite on top of this ridge. Boy, it seems like I've been walking on this ridge all day. Dip below, then climb back up. But it's been raining off and on pretty much all day. Not a heavy rain, just a good sprinkle. The poncho's working out well. It does get a little bit hot though. I don't think it's going to clear up. Boy, it seems like it's socked in pretty well. I've got another mile or two. I would have stayed at that campsite, but there isn't any water nearby. The closest water is about 2 miles further, close to PA 325, and I'll probably just try to stealth camp, find a decent flat spot somewhere close to one of those streams. That'll put me in good position tomorrow for, you can see some of these rocks. You really just have to kind of pick your way through these rock fields and up and around this ridge. But anyway, made some pretty good progress today despite the lousy weather. I think I'm going to hold here for a moment. Maybe take a quick look. I don't feel comfortable filming and walking through this section, but 1 or 2 miles to go. Find a good camping spot with some good water, and I'll come back and close out today 14, which I think is the 22nd of April. Good morning. Day 15, April 23rd. Last time I videoed, I was considering stopping after 12 or 13 miles, but ended up continuing another 6 miles, and actually for a total of 20.5, and stopped and camped at a Yellow Springs old coal mining village, 1850s. Kind of cool. I guess the village, more of it is down in that direction, but from 1850s I can't imagine very much is left. There are a couple foundations over here, and back in that direction there was a well, very deep rock-lined well. I couldn't see the bottom of it. So the day, it was a cold, rainy day yesterday. Now the sun is shining. It's beautiful, warming up. It's supposed to be a very nice day. Probably do about 10 miles and stop at a town called, I think it's Linkdale, and then maybe spend a night at a hotel. So overall, a good day yesterday. It's nice to have the sun shining, and we'll make some progress today. Okay,